See this little turd here? Now he's shaking his tail, but I've calmed down just a wee bit. He took off on me earlier. I had the door open. I was talking to my neighbor, who very graciously picked up the crows this time, not a dog, the crows, left of my garbage in the front. And he fixed my garbage can. I mean, I'm very blessed. So this little turd here, takes off on me, goes on the trail, which humans don't have access to because we will sink in the snow, and is going back and forth, and he won't come. Yes, we will definitely be working on leash and recall. And I drove around for about half an hour, telling my neighbors to please, the ones that were outside, to please keep an eye out for him, to grab him if they see him, call me. I went straight over. I saw a beautiful retriever type dog, cinnamon colored, with a piece of clothesline hanging off his collar. He was very skittish, but when I offered him a cookie, he very politely took it, because someone is not getting cookies. So I came back on my street and I hear my neighbor call me, and they have him. There are two on him, wife and husband, and they're holding on. And he's got a choke collar. Now, I normally don't approve of choke collars because I know they can damage the windpipe. Hugger has never been put on a choke collar. He's had a martingale, which is made of cloth, or like it's wider. And today he discovered a choke collar. He did not like it. My neighbor laughed because he's like, oh man, she's pissed. Yes, I am. I was very pissed. And yes, I am absolutely partly responsible for this debacle disaster. So I dragged them back to the car because obviously, beforehand, I was going to go get my mail because I'm expecting parcels with food in it. And I went to the pharmacy because I need my my IBS medication because it's just, the Imodium is just not kicking it. So he knew I was going to go out and that I wasn't going to take him. So he wouldn't come in from outside. So I had left the door open. Like I wanted to catch my neighbor and thank him, you know. So that's why the door was open, and he, little shit, ran off on me. Settle that. Look at the way he's lying. So I dragged him back to the car and I opened the back door. He doesn't like riding in the back. Last time he rode in the back, he pooed and peed, and he was afraid. He couldn't get in fast enough. He was like, let me in away from this woman. Like, oh my gosh, she's nuts. Yes, I was very, very angry. You see, Dewey had run away twice. Once half an hour, once an hour. And I was terrified. You know, I have a fenced yard so that he can run. And I get it. He's not getting enough exercise and we need to do walks, and it's milder. So I get it. We're going to be definitely doing that. And, but Dewey had been dumped as a baby when he was 6 months old by his previous owner. When a man's trash is someone else's treasure. So Dewey had experience surviving on his own. This fool. Yeah, you're a fool. Doofus doesn't. I live next to a forest, okay, and even soap doesn't wash off the scented the hand sanitizer. I live next to a forest that's got coyotes, probably wolves. I think it's got wolves. I know it's got fishers. It's got foxes, bears. I know it's got cougars and lynxes and whatnot and all that shit. There's loose dogs around. I mean, frig, you know. So he wouldn't stand a chance. He's never been in a dog fight, as far as I know, unless it was with his siblings or whatever. So let's just say that my blood pressure was so high that it probably unclogged a few things or set things loose. I don't know. But I was just really ticked off today. So I will be definitely taking half of an anxiety medication pill because I know I will have an anxiety attack in a bit. I can feel it. It's coming on. And this is how oftentimes it works. My anxiety works for me is it's after the fact. So on the plus side, the Lord graciously granted my prayer that he was found unharmed quickly. Turd. And when I went to the pharmacy, they were able to fill. I waited in the car because of my immune system. But I needed Benadryl. I buy the generic because it's one of the ones that both the dog and I can take. And it's also cheaper. And on top of that, the pharmacy I go to has a stamp card that you buy so many items, you get the next one free. And it ended up today that the Benadryl generic, which was $17, was free. Thank you. So I actually paid. They give you $15, I think, off of the purchase. So, and they had soap. So, but no hand sanitizer. Well, none for sale. Like no wipes or anything. So I'm gonna have to make my own and bring it in a bottle when I go shopping Friday. So, and I ordered my meds for Friday, and then when I went to get out, there was this little lady waiting with her dog between the shelf and another shelf, and I had about a foot to go. Like I would have had to touch her, and I said, I don't want to go near you. And she she got offended, and I'm like, lady, I'm not trying to offend you, okay? I really am not. And on the subject of offending, I'm at the post office. I'm backing the frick up, and this douchebag walks right behind the car. So I go to him like, but this guy that was parked behind me came out of the post office and thought I was doing that to him. So I hurried out of the car and I said, I wasn't doing that to you. I was doing that to the idiot who walked behind a car that was backing up. And he started to laugh. He's like, oh, okay. Like, no, buddy, I'm not suicidal. I'm crazy, not stupid, okay? So I go in the post office and he comes in. I don't know where he went, but he comes and I told him. And he just smiled and laughed and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna buy as much food like as I just want to like cover my butt for the month. And unfortunately, I have to go back to the pharmacy on Friday and then Wednesday. But after that, I don't want to go out. I don't want to deal with people. I don't want to deal with foolish pups who run out on people. I don't because I'm So that's my rant for today. And I wasn't even out of my town. That's the scary part. But I just had to get that off my chest. So, anybody want a dog? Just kidding. And this is like stress. This is my lips get chapped. And I've had that since I was a kid. And my blood is so thin that it bleeds and bleeds and bleeds. I bleed, and I don't clot well. So it's like freak. You're a little poo-poo head. So I gave him the same speech I gave Dewey. I said, you little shithead. I love you too much to lose you, okay? And if you do that to me again, I will kill you. Obviously, I will not kill him, but, you know. I am hoping that my temper tantrum will have scared the crap out of him enough to scare it back into him and for him to not do that again. I'm not going to beat him up. I mean, that was suggested to me with Dewey and I never did. Like, there's no point in that. but he knows by my tone of voice that I'm pissed. And first thing I did when I came in, and I washed my hands, and I changed because I decided to wear a really hot sweater, and it's really mild outside. But I sat on the bed, and we had a nose-to-nose talk. And at work with Dewey, you little turd, but I still love you. And as one lady at the pharmacy said, they're like your children. So now I have yet another notch of respect for mothers, because yes, it's very much, you can't find your child, you can't get to your child. You know the dangers that are out there, but your child's not listening to you. And I don't care if this offends anyone, because I'm calling my dog my child. I don't have kids. He's my kid, okay? He's crazy, doesn't listen, eats junk food, makes me laugh, does stupid things, is smart, too smart sometimes. He's my responsibility. I've got to make sure he eats well. He talks. No, this one doesn't talk back. Dewey did. You're a goof. You're a goof. So, yes, he's behaving just like a child. And my reaction was that of a mother. I didn't even come back in the house to get my phone. I didn't have my phone with me. I just ran out, shoelaces undone, hair all over the place. I didn't give a crap. It's like, my dog comes first, And I'm going to say it again. Thank you, Father, that he was caught and he was unharmed. Physically. No, I'm just kidding. My vet told me that he would be a dog that would be hard to break mentally. Not that it's something that I would do. I don't see the point in doing that. It's not my style of dealing with animals. I try and treat them as equal as I can and as lovingly as I can. But today, I'm glad I don't have kids, because, well, no. Yeah, because if that had been a child, they would have been grounded. No electronics, and it made me realize something. Apparently, there's a lot of dogs that are doing that. We're not the only ones getting cabin fever. So my exercise for the afternoon is, we're going on 15 minutes already. There's a lady that's walking around town, takes her walks, and she counts the number of hearts that are in the window. So my blood pressure reducing exercise for today is going to be to make my heart and stick it in the window. Because this brat really got mine going today. And, yeah. So if you have any words of wisdom for Hugger, post it below. Just, I've never seen him sit so quietly, though, in the back seat. That was priceless. Oh my gosh. And I will say also, lastly, at the pharmacy, they've got a really cool system. They wipe everything down after you're through. Really awesome. And they've got like distances on the floor. They've got like tape on the floor to tell you where to stay. So very, very no problem. So I got eggs at the store next to the post office, so I can make it to Friday. And for those of you who are in Ontario who get the GST, be aware that there are 2 dates listed on the CRA website. 2 different dates for the same check. So one of them is this Friday, the 3rd, and the other is the 9th. So if you don't get it this Friday, it may be coming in on the 9th, the same day as the Trillium check. So, and what they did, in my opinion, they either taxed mine of about $100, or they cut out my GST of the 112 I normally get, and gave me $298. So either way, we're still ahead about $100 or $200. But we were whatever. You can't get ahead for trying. So with that, Hugger, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Okay, say goodbye. Say goodbye. I still love you. Still a pain in the butt. Love you guys. Stay safe. And keep your dogs in the yard. Please. Keep your dogs tied. Please. And I don't mean just that about mine. I mean that about everyone. I really don't want to have to pick up my trash again. I'm going to leave it at that. God bless you.